Today is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. It is also day 216 of Blender, and today um, I'm going to make a text animation, or maybe not, I don't know yet. I just know that I'm going to make something that has to do with text with a PBR material, which I downloaded from Ambient CG, and I downloaded the 4K version, and then this font called Blaze by Bright Ideas, which I downloaded from dafont.com. And as always, the links to these are inside the logs, which are linked in the description. So let me start here in Blender, go to General, click on Geometry Nodes at the top, hide the spreadsheet, click on New for a new geometry node system, disconnect the input from the output, and then I'll do Shift A to add my text. So that's going to be a string to curves node. And I'm going to connect that to the output node so that I could see the text on the viewport, but I don't see anything yet because I haven't set anything to be my string, which is my text. So I think I'm going to do something like bolt. Okay, and then I obviously don't want it to be flat, I want it to be standing. So I'll do Shift A and get a transform node and put that in between and just go to rotation X and change that to 90. And that's basically telling Blender, hey, I want my string, which is my text, to rotate 90 degrees along the X axis, which in this case is the red one. And then what I'll do is I'll do Shift A and get a fill curve node just so that I could give the text or the letters some faces. And then I'll change the fill type to n-gons. And the reason why is if I go to wireframe mode at the top right here, I'll be able to see the vertices. And if I change it to n-gons, it clears up the vertices a lot. So that's good. And then to add some thickness to the letters, I would do Shift A and get a extrude mesh node and put that at the end, and I'll just change the value to 0.1. And it extrudes the mesh, it gives it some thickness, but if I look at the back, I can see that the letters are hollow inside, meaning that they're not filled in the back. So to fix that, I'll do Shift A and go to Join Geometry node, and put that right in here, and that's going to join the extrude mesh node and the fill curve node. And if I just put that in there, now the fill curve node is joined. So it joins basically the two effects together. And then the fun part is adding the font. So I'll go back to the first node, the string to curves, and go to this little folder next to the F. And for me, I just downloaded the font and put it in a certain folder after I took it out of the zip. Um, which one was it? I think it was Blaze Regular, open font. Okay, and that is what it's looking like right now. And so the last part would be to do Shift A and get a set material node and put that right at the end and just select the first material, and then I'll do Control S to save. And if I'm being honest, I don't want to use this thing anymore because I don't think it's relevant. I think I might just do like a glow in the dark because I feel like that would be more relevant. So what I'll do is I'll go to shading and let me see. Do I want to do it here? I could just do, actually, let me go back into layout and then I'll go here to material properties, go down, and then instead of surface principled BSDF, I'll do an emission and then take the color and make it like a yellow. And then I'll put the strength a little bit up over here. And then what I'll do is I'll go to render properties, make sure that ambient occlusion and bloom are on. Then I'll change the render engine to cycles. And then I'll go to render preview so I can see this happening here. And then I'll go back to material properties and then I'll be able to see the strength, but I'll be able to see it better if I have like a plane. So I'll do Shift A, add a um, plane and just move it towards the X here, and I'll be able to see, the glow in the dark more. I'll go back to solid view mode, go to edit mode, select the second button over here, edge select the back edge, and then press E to extrude and then Z to extrude along the Z axis, which is the blue axis or the blue line. And then I'll go to the wrench icon, which is modifiers, and add a bevel to that edge, and then increase the amount and increase the segment so it kind of acts kind of like a backdrop, right? And then I'll go to this little arrow down here, click on it, and click on apply. Right click shade smooth to get rid of any lines, and then S and then X to scale along the X axis, the red line. And then I would just bring this a little bit down so it doesn't, kind of mess with the letters. And then I'll go to material preview over here at the top and then material properties in the properties panel and just click on new and change the base color to be black so that that happens. And then I'll click on the light and delete it by pressing X. Okay, and then go to render preview and I'll be able to see it so much better. And probably if I do like, let's say 1, I'll be able to see the glow in the dark aspect. So I'm not sure if I want it to be maybe like a gradient of two colors. So what I could do is I can go into, let's see, shading. And then instead of an emission, I feel like I could do, let's do Shift A and get a color ramp and then connect that to the color instead of it being like that. And then I'll select a yellow color, right? So let me go all the way up, select like a yellow, and then over here I'll select kind of like a red color, something like that. And then let's see, gradient. Is there, okay, linear, no, ease. Hmm. Well, I guess it's okay. Maybe more of, what if I do I do red or do I do yellow? It's a good question. I could actually do, let me get an object info node and make sure that it's random. And now it's going to be either or of those colors if I do constant. But I don't want it to be this yellow. I need to find a good yellow. Or maybe should I do orange? Bright yellow hex. Okay, get that color, and then just go here into the little box and change hex to be that color. Beautiful. I think that's so much better. And then if I go to render preview, I'll be able to see those colors a lot better. And I don't think I even explained anything. So basically, I took the object information node, and that's basically the information of the geometry nodes. And I put the random little thing, I don't even know what to call it, and I connected it to the factor so that the color ramp randomly assigns all of the letters either or color, and that's why I had it at constant, so it's only those colors and not a gradient of those colors. And then the emission node is so that it emits, right, so that it glows, and the strength kind of determines how much it's going to glow, right? And then the material output is just so that I could actually see it, right? And so I think that's good. I don't know if I want to do an actual text animation or if I want to leave it like that. I can go back into layout and I could just align my camera to the view. I can go to front view by pressing the button under the escape key and hovering over front, and then kind of just doing something like this and zooming in a bit, and then doing Control Alt Numpad 0 to align my camera to the view. And then if that doesn't work, go to Edit Preferences and go to Input and make sure Emulate Numpad is on right over here. And then if that doesn't work, make sure you have a camera by doing Shift A and adding a camera. And then to get out of the view, press the middle mouse button, and to go back into the view, press Numpad 0. But I'm going to zoom out a little bit more and just kind of play around until I got the view that I want. Alright, so I think that's good. Maybe just a little bit more upwards. Yeah, and so then at this point, I think I'm gonna leave the strength how it is, and I'm just gonna click on Control S to save and then render, whoops, render animation. No, render image, not render animation. And then that should render. All right, and that's it. Now I just go to image and then save as, and then I like to save my stuff with the date and then R, so 9/11/22, and then R for render. And then I have a folder and I save as image, and let me open it up and see what it looks like there. So desktop, Blender, renders, Blender renders, and then open that up, and this is the final result. And you can clearly see that the ground was smoother and less noisy than it was actually in the render. And then the only thing I don't like, I probably should have fixed that, is that you could see the letters overlapping, or at least the flames with the letters. And I could have fixed that by just increasing the character spacing and